Okay, so my big question is we want to open the RIM March 1st of next year. When should we hire this Liz person? When should we hire these guys, the M ones? And when should we begin hiring these guys down here, the specialists?
Do you have somebody in mind for
Liz,
GM of second location?
yes, it's going to be, her name is Liz. She's listed right there. And so correct me if I'm wrong, but she's going to be the one in charge of hiring these two people. And then these two people are in charge of hiring these guys. Is that accurate?
What do you think?
My
Why?
just
You need to learn to think yourself. So I want to hear your logic.
I mean, the only reason I would say yes, I do believe that is because in order for us to scale, we have to be able to rely on like a very clear system. And by having this kind of system, it makes more sense on how we can, expand multiple locations at the same time.
Right. That's correct. But I would see those people also. I would approve them. So Liz would pick the person that she likes, and then she will bring. It's like in the old age, like you find the girl that you want to marry, then you bring to the father and for approval of the father.
Okay.
It's the same way. So you might say, no, sorry, I don't like this person, and if you explain why, and then she will need to find somebody else.
Okay.
Unless you already trust her enough, not trust in sense of the stealing or something, trust in her judgment. Most of the people most of the managers that I work, I don't need approval. Whatever they hire anybody they want, but I already know that they're doing a good job of hiring.
Would they get approval from Josh and then Josh gets approval from me, or how do you see it going down?
No, Josh would be probably enough. Maybe if still the company is not so big, maybe you also involve. Maybe you interview all three, final interview.
Okay. Now, what about this question of when? What's reasonable?
What she's doing right now, what's her role, Liz?
Right now, she's right here. She is an M1 front of house manager.
So basically she knows the job.
Yeah, she's working right here right now, and I'm gonna move her to right here.
Who will be two managers, floor and kitchen on the second location? Any candidates from the first kitchen?
Unfortunately, not. No, we have no candidates for either.
We need to hire them as soon as possible and put them on the kitchen one for training.
Okay.
As soon as possible. So they will, because most likely first choice will be wrong. Then you need to hire somebody else. You need to find two people. As soon as possible, put them on the kitchen one, but to put them, not put them on the payroll of kitchen one. Understand? They were already in the payroll of kitchen two. This is already investment for kitchen two. But they're working on kitchen one.
So your answer is now for this question.
Of course, the more time they would. So then by March 1st, you will know for sure that you have three excellent people. Most important three people for sure. GM, Liz, and two more. Plus, it also will make the first restaurant until March 1st stronger because you will have two more strong people.
What about these guys, the specialists over here on the kitchen two?
I think 1 month before the opening. But you should know better even than me. I was never involved in this decision. If Liz is the right person, she will know when when she needs to hire those people? How long before? Probably some of those people will be from kitchen one. Yes, no?
Hmm. Yeah.
Try as much people should from this is in the same city, right?
Yeah, same. It's like
So
15
try
people.
try try as many people as possible to be from kitchen one.
When you say that, do you mean like I should overstaff kitchen one, or like, because they're gonna leave, or take them and then rehire for kitchen one and more people?
1 month before opening, you will overstaff, but they will be already you will already training some new people either from one or for two.
Mhm.
Few key people you take from one to kitchen two once it's will open, but you need some replacement for kitchen one, so you will be overstaffed.
Mhm.
These two key people, I would do it already.
These guys.
Yes,
Okay.
front and kitchen manager.
And I have another big concern, which is I don't know how my GM, so Liz or Rosa, could find a kitchen manager. I was going to rely on my executive chef, Jesus, because he's a kitchen really an expert. Is that okay, even though he's not the kitchen manager's direct report?
Jesus should find the kitchen manager.
Oh, okay. So I'm right in thinking his.
But Liz has to approve because Liz, it's like two, basically two people. The kitchen manager will report to two people with executive chef on the standards and operationally to Liz.
Hmm.
Two bosses.
Okay. Yeah, because I was scared because I've heard you say like you can't have two bosses, so I was a little confused.
Possible. Mother and father is like in you small child. You have mother and father. You have two different bosses.
Mhm.
Ilan has mother and Ilan has a father. Whatever mother said, always I said something different. Always want Ilan to learn that different opinions. And his mother was always mad at me. She thought that I should, if she says something, I should fucking agree. Whatever, if she said black, I said white. If she said white, I said black. Always. I wanted to teach him to decide himself what's the right way. Because if she says white, I said white, then it's difficult for him to say black, right?
Mhm.
But if she said white, I said black, and I always say, Ilan, you have to decide. You see, people have different opinion. You have to decide.
So
That's why she divorced me, probably. His mother. I loved her so much, and she left me. She could not tolerate. Yes.
So you said Jesus should be in charge of finding the kitchen manager.
Of course, of course. He's like a basketball coach. He should find basketball players.
Okay, got it. What about when we start scaling like this? Like once we start getting to like a position where Jesus is here and we have like different cities, that's where I'm a little bit nervous because he's not going to be able to be in like.
I'll explain you. One thing is to find people. Mm, you need recruiters. You would need recruiters who would like spend time to find people. But then the executive chef will do final approval. He will not spend time of finding people, but then he would do final interview.
Mhm.
Up to 10 kitchens for sure, because his job is standards.
Yeah, that's something why I get nervous about. Is like once we start scaling, how is he going to be able to?
Too much. Don't jump ahead.
Okay.
And especially get nervous. It's stupid to be nervous about something in the future. Be nervous about something in now, what's happening now.
Okay.
How's the first location doing?
It's good. It's strong. I'm happy. Um,
You happy with the results?
yeah, I'm happy with the results. Right now, we just hired, I mean, Liran, I sent Liran, so we're hiring controller. I do have a question though. The controller is sending me the information. Is that accurate or should I mean, hold on. Let
Con-
me,
Controller should send everybody information.
okay.
You copy all the key people.
Let's say a server, here, I'll go to one location, right? So here is Rosa. I forgot to add the name. Okay, so let's say a controller sends us that a server did not pick up the plates, right, which is a problem. And they send it to me, and I have a group chat with me, Josh, the GM, and all the front of house managers. I would say it's Josh's fault because he's my direct report. And then he can, in my opinion, he can say it's the GM's fault, and then the GM can teach the front of house managers. That's how my brain is taking this. Because I don't want to go and talk to these M1s. Like,
Absolutely right. The way of thinking is right, yes.
okay, so I don't even bother talking to these people over here about problems like that.
No, not right. Only if he is talking to them. You know how I manage? I'm in the chat, some problem arises, and I see that if I see that Josh right away taking action, acting like a leader, then I'm just observing. But if I don't see the leadership from him, I step in, and it's a message for him. Message for him.
Mm,
You know what's the message? If I would need to do it, then I would not need you. I would replace you. You have to do what I just did.
right. So,
So you don't get involved only if you're mayor of the city and you have a fire department and you have a fire. You see fire started. If your firefighters right away react and go, then you just observe. If your firefighters are sleeping, then you as a mayor have to go. You understand the logic?
yes. So I step in if I,
Always tell your manager, I will never interfere if I see your reaction, your proper reaction. If I will not see your proper reaction, I will right away.
Mhm.
If I don't see in 5 seconds you react, I will react because you need to react in 5 seconds. So I like to be in chats and see the right away, see how they start reacting.
Mm,
And also I recommend you analyze every complaint from the customer. So you have to create the system of analyzing every complaint and creating new process based on maybe creating new process based on this complaint.
mhm.
Each complaint from the client is like a piece of gold. Is very valuable if you will treat the complaint correctly. What does it mean treat complaint correctly? Is thinking how we create the new system that this the complaint like that will never happen again. Fixing a complaint is easy, but creating a new system that will put the company on the next level. That's very valuable. That's why complaint is so valuable if you create a new system out of the complaint, based on the complaint. So if I were you, I would organize the business process of analyzing very thoroughly every complaint in writing, complaint, deep analysis, why it happened, how we fix the problem, and can we create a new system. And the most valuable managers should be the ones who can create new systems. So
Okay.
did I tell you that there are three types of managers? Three types of manager. The highest level of manager is a CEO. He tells what needs to be done. What do I want? The goal, $1 billion company, and he's talking about what. And his job is what and who. That's the third level of management. The second level of management, after the second level manager, after he heard or she heard what does third level wants, so second level creating the system, business process, and first level of manager is just following this process with the soldiers, with the specialists. First level of manager cannot create systems, but can follow the systems. Second level, creating the system, and third is just telling what does he want. For example, can you be third level of manager without knowing how to create systems? Yes, I'm an example. All I know is just what to tell people what I want and to hire the second level engineer types of guys and girls who can create systems. Difference between me and Wesley and my CEO, Wesley and my CEO, they can create systems themselves. I have no patience. But it's possible to be, you know, who is like me from famous CEOs? The CEO of Alibaba. What's his name?
Jack Ma.
Jack Ma. Exactly like me. He's like, I'm a musician. He's an English teacher. So he just what he wants and getting right people. There are many great leaders like not like me, more like Wesley. Wesley can create system himself also, but you cannot do it in the big company. In the large company, when your company is growing, you anyway all the time is just telling what do you want. You don't have time for to create systems. You do you understand? Most entrepreneurs more like me, not Wesley is exception. It's a good exception. If the entrepreneur, Wesley reminds me DoorDash CEO. Do you know Wesley DoorDash CEO?
Tony Zhu.
I don't know his name. He's a great guy, DoorDash. He's a Stanford graduate, very smart, can have a vision and knows how to create systems also. But if you're more like me, guys, it's also possible as long as you hire smart people who can create systems under you. That's the only way. So all you need to do is is to have high standards and tell them about your high standards. And they create business process systems. Exactly with the complaint. So each complaint, I was not involved in creating new processes, but I created the processes itself of analyzing each complaint. You understand? I created the big process. Every complaint has to be analyzed very seriously in writing with the main goal, not only fixing the problem and make the customer happy, but creating new system. What system is something algorithm?
And how did you make sure that was being done?
We do this. Monday 9:30 we do this. 1 o'clock we do that, and then we repeat every day. That's the system. Yes.
So how did you make sure that was being done? Was the controller getting the reports from the M1s and controlling those reports before they were filtered out to you and your corporate team?
And I didn't understand.
So Liron earlier was saying like he's getting the report from the M1s, right? And then you were like, no, 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 no. I think you said the report should be sent to a controller,
Which report?
like the M1 report, or is that wrong? Like the M1 report that basically
No,
tells
I have one report. I was, I mean, when I was CEO, I remember they were sending me YouTube link. So they were doing the RA, recording the screen, talking. And then I was watching, when I have time, I was watching video because I wanted to see the numbers on the screen. So I pressed the link, 10 minutes, there's a result, analysis, action. So from head of departments, I was watching many reports from key people. Controller is not qualified to understand whether it's good or bad. Controller can only check whether what's done or not done. But I didn't work with the direct reports who were not doing the things that we agree. So I didn't need controller. But the report itself, I was watching, obviously. Not all of them. Sometimes they send it to me, but the fact that they need to do it is make them better, because when you do this report, you learn to formulate your thoughts. You learn to think the proper way. Result, analysis, action. You learn to think not from the action but from the results. First results, from the goal, what do you want to achieve, then what you're gonna do. Because without this, people tend to think what needs to be done, what needs to be done, and they forget what needs to be accomplished. You need to start from the goal, not from the action. How's Josh managing the kitchen?
Josh is good. He's gonna switch to M3 in about 7 days.
So now he's in charge of the first location, right?
Yeah, November 1st. Yeah.
And who is, show me please the chart again, org chart. Guys, you all have to, you all need to have this org chart like Albi. When I'm managing the company, I have in front of me org chart all the time.
So right now, Josh is here, but in 7 days he's moving up, and Rosa, who's right here, is going to move up here. So this is happening in November 1st, and Josh and Rosa are going to work together for about 30 days, just because he needs to help her, and then he's going to be December 1st. He's pure M3.
Oh, this is the first location.
Yeah, this is just one location.
Uh-huh. So Josh will manage 2 locations, and Rosa will be number 1.
Yeah, here's for 3
Number
locations.
2. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
And then he's going to be in this position for a while, I think, right? As an M3.
This org chart is for many restaurants, even 100 restaurants, 200 will be the same org chart.
Really? Because this is what we have when we do, we switch him to an M4 once we move to Austin. So, because we're going to have a San Antonio regional and an Austin regional.
Yes, obviously it will be one more regional director, but chief operation officer will be one, even with 1,000 location.
Yeah, right. Yeah, this is our like ending when we're 50 plus nationwide. He'll be an M5. We'll have South USA, West USA.
That's the right way to do, to create org chart for the future, for now, for future. You have to have a financial model if you're building a serious company. Financial model for 10 location, for 50, for 100, for 1,000, so you get excited. Not only get excited is one thing, but also see the reality. And you need to start drawing the org chart for future.
I have an
Very helpful.
I have an interesting question for you, Alex. So, at what point do I add a like chief product officer who's just making sure the restaurant is at like, an amazing, ambiance and food and you know what I mean? Because right now Josh is doing that too.
Good question. I never had chief product officer, but in the restaurant business, but I think it's a good idea.
Because right now he is like, when I tell him like, hey, I want a new cocktail menu, Josh is the one who makes it, but he's also managing these people. You know what I mean? It's going to be potentially a lot. I don't know.
Good idea, Albi. But maybe not product officer, maybe customer advocate. So he's like looking at the restaurant with the customer eyes, but the most demanding customer. I put one guy in this role. I called him customer advocate. So his job is to look on the product from the customer's eyes and show us the true true opinion, like very demanding. So my philosophy is if the customer expect a 5, let's say, level, so he is like demanding 7 or 8 or 10. So if we satisfy him, then we 100% satisfy customers, because he is even more demanding than customers, than clients.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I need someone to make the restaurant constantly better.
And you have to explain everybody that he is not a boss, he's a customer. The customer is a boss, but he is not in the boss in the sense of he's in our team, he's playing the role like in the theater. Otherwise, the team is not don't understand who the fuck is this person, like always complaining. Is he our boss or what? No, I explain everybody. He is a customer. He's the most demanding customer. His job is always complain, always find what, and not be politically correct. Like tell in the words like client feel. Not even clients are not telling us what they feel because they're trying to be nice. So I allow him to curse, like whatever the true feeling from this mistake, the true feeling. So we want to know the true feeling of the customer. But everybody knows, nobody is mad at him because that's the role he's playing. You understand?
But does he fix the problem though?
That's my new invention recently. I never did it before, but I like it so far.
But is he fixing problems or he's just finding
No,
them?
no, no, no. He's not fixing. He's a client. He's a boss. Client is the ultimate boss. He's paying for the service, and he's very, very demanding. More demanding than that client. You understand why? Because if we satisfy him, then most likely we satisfy. Like in the practice, if you can do 100 push-ups, in the competition you only need 50. You will do 50 for sure if you in the practice do 100.
Alex, can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
What else do you need aside from org chart and financial modeling in preparation for scaling?
Metrics. Because org chart is the people. It's like a doctors. But what we are treating, we're treating metrics. Metrics are our patients, and people are the medical stuff. So Albi, again, can you turn on the org chart? We come to the hospital and ask how you manage the hospital. They will show us the org chart of doctors, and they will show us the patients that are now in the hospital and which doctor is responsible for which patient. That's exactly in business.
I tried making this, Alex, but I'm still working on it.
Obviously, it's much more difficult with metrics than with people. Org chart with people is easier.
Why can't you create metrics for the position you're talking about, Albie?
What do you mean? I'm sorry.
So you were talking about like ambiance and like, you know,
No,
wouldn't there be?
I for sure can create metrics. I was saying that right now Josh is in charge of that, but he's also in charge of managing the lower layer management. So I don't know if I should split those roles and just have him focus on management of operations and have someone else be in charge of, ambiance, food, service, all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Are the M1s managing things like ambiance and food for you?
Yes, but when I say manage, I mean like I need someone to like improve those things. You know what I mean? Like I want these guys just to do whatever we say, and I wanted someone to go and make
But
everything.
this guy I recommend only to complain, not to improve. Only raise the high standards. Like the play, actually, the CEO, you should be the customer voice. But since you have so many things managing the company, I think it's a good idea. I'm experimenting myself. I just created this a month ago, this position. The idea came to my mind, and I like it so far.
No, it's a great idea, but who's the one who's going to be fixing everything? That's like
Their managers, not him. Then if he would fix it, then you will have a real mess in your company.
Mhm.
He should represent clients, highest possible standard, Ritz-Carlton standards.
Are you talking about new SOPs?
Are you talking to me?
I mean, I guess both of you. Like, are we talking about like who would be basically finding problems to create new metrics and new SOPs to fix? Because you have your reports that, are your key metrics that you look to improve. or not improve, but
No, we're
get the
talking
standard.
about two different things, Leron. I'm talking about this person doesn't care about metrics, doesn't care about anything, numbers. He only sees the restaurant as a client, from the client view.
Right. But which I thought is what.
Just a second. He's involved, I'll be with every complaint, especially. Basically, it's his complaint because he's representing all your clients. So every complaint is like from the clients are from him, and he's demanding for everybody to fix it and to create systems. Yes, Leron.
But isn't that what we do as CEOs? Like we're responsible to
Yes,
create the
yes,
metrics.
yes. But since you do so many things, you're not doing this in a full right way, because you have and this person is only doing this.
What about secret shoppers?
He does secret shopping, and if the company is big, it's under him because he's the ultimate client.
By the way, Preston, Albie, Preston has secret shoppers that you can pay like $85 that'll come to your restaurant, and they're like pros at it, and they know what to look for. So you give them the metrics to look for, but then they give you, as the client, like to identify
Yeah,
more
it's
problems.
very good idea to if you know the company who is like doing for many businesses, because to have somebody full time is expensive, but if you pay just for one visit
Yeah, that's awesome.
and they do the full report.
You mentioned org chart of metrics. Yeah, is this on the right track? How would you fix this?
That's the right way. That's the right way. The matrix is more like the way of thinking. So, for example, you have somebody in charge of. Show me the org chart again. Who is responsible for P&L of first restaurant? Josh or Rosa?
Rosa.
She will be responsible for P&L, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if I have a meeting with her, I first of all, remember, guys, that every meeting is the most important intent for you is to teach. Every meeting you have to teach them. So you have to be a teacher. Leron, can you mute, please? You have to be 95% teacher on every meeting. So when I would have a meeting with Lisa, my job would be to teach her the right way of thinking. So I teach her the org chart of her metrics. Main metric is profit, then sales and expense, then this influence on sale, then influence on expense. So I teach her. She has her own org chart of metrics. What I see that what people are doing in business is sometimes, most of the time, is not connected to the profit. They're just doing stuff because they did it yesterday without conscious connection to the main goal. When we play sport, when we play soccer or basketball, we always connect every move to the goal of winning the game. But in business, what I see, even owners of the business, they forget about the main goal, profit. I ask the owners, what's the main goal for this month? Sales. What the fuck is sales? Sales like is scoring 3 goals, but when you play the soccer game, your main goal could be to score 3 goals. Your main goal should be to win the game. You can score 3 and you can lose 4-3. This is all. I work with owners, and they forget most of them. They forget the goal, main goal of the game. Can you imagine everybody else who they're just working for the salary? So that's why you have to always on the meeting use it as a lesson to show this. The main goal is profit, then sales and expense. And expense is like 3, 4, 5 main. I forgot this word. Статьи, как сказать, Илон? Статьи расходов.
I don't know. Line.
Different types of expense. How you say in English? Food cost is one, labor is another.
Variable?
But, like you have different types of expenses. How you say it in English? In Russian, it's статьи
Like
расходов.
categories, subsets, categories.
Yeah, categories of expenses, right. So each category expense is very important. Who is responsible for food cost? Who is responsible for labor cost? So you teach her to think the proper way. Sales, expense, then category of expenses. And then action. Then action should be with the goal of improving every metric. And if you improve every metric, you will have a bigger profit. So this connection, I always teach connection. Smiling to the customer is connected to the profit. Every move should be connected to the main goal. We don't do in business for the sake of doing. Like in sport, we don't move for the sake of moving, for the sake of winning the game. But in sport is much easier because you understand why it's much easier to not to forget the goal because we have an opponent. In business, we don't have obvious opponent, so we're relaxing all the time, forgetting about the main goal.